One group of people that's thought to be particularly vulnerable is women. A number of feminists have raised concerns that allowing voluntary active euthanasia could lead to mistreatment of women. Particularly, it could lead to a disproportionate number of women receiving voluntary active euthanasia when they should not have, as opposed to men. Now, why would this be the case? Well, here's the basic argument. Our society, in various ways, tends to promote the idea that men are more deserving of having resources spent on them than women. Of course, we don't explicitly endorse that anymore, right? But it happens in all kinds of subtle ways. Okay? So I sometimes tell people to ask themselves this question. Right? Suppose that one of your grandparents needs very expensive medical care, right, in order to live or to have a good quality of life. Now, who would be more likely to take it for granted that he was entitled to have it? Your grandfather or your grandmother? Most people I talk to quickly say, my grandfather, right? Which, conversely, they think that their grandmother would be more likely to feel obligated to refuse to have those resources spent on her. Right? Now, perhaps this is improving with the generations, right? But that's a big question. That's a big perhaps. Right? And so the concern is that it will be much more likely, right, that women's requests for voluntary active euthanasia will be a result of pressure, undue pressure, and it's more likely that the people who are supposed to, basically the people who are supposed to monitor the safeguards, will see it as legitimate and normal for a woman to request voluntary active euthanasia, right? Because on some level, they just see it as normal for women to want to refuse to have resources spent on them. So for these and other reasons, there's a concern that basically more women will slip through the safeguards and end up getting voluntary active euthanasia than they shouldn't than men.